Let's get to the story that you've all been waiting for. No, not the James O'Keefe story. We will get to that, actually. Apparently, we're being invaded by unidentified objects.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm. It is unclear if it's just North America or, there's some, I've seen a report out of China that there has been.
Well, mostly here. The aliens want to come where innovation is.
That's right.
Free markets and such.
Yeah, to be fair, it all happened in the run-up to the Super Bowl, so that could be part of it, too.
Yeah.
But here
just want
is...
to see Patrick Mahomes.
Trying to get reception for the game.
Yeah, exactly. Don't want to have to pay for cable.
Yeah.
National Security Council official John Kirby with an unidentified reporter. This is after the second of 3 over the weekend. Unidentified object was shot down. This one was over Alaska. Reporter asked the National Security Council official if the object got close to the oil fields in the area and what it was.
Can you say anything about the proximity of it and its flight path to the sensitive oil fields near Prudhoe Bay? And was there any threat at all at any point to that equipment in that region of Alaska?
I'd refer you to the Pentagon for more detail about the track. Again, this just all happened within the last hour, so I don't know what the proximity was to oil fields. And then your second question was?
It was just about the sensitivity, the oil fields, basically.
Well, again, we just don't know what this object was. We don't, it'd be difficult for me to point to a threat or a specific concern, such as oil fields, when we don't really understand what this object was doing.
Okay. And then I just have one more question on the Russian.
Custodial artist says unidentified reporter reporting on an unidentified object sounds pretty suspicious. I mean, I don't know. There doesn't seem to be any good explanation as to what these things are. But apparently Chuck Schumer said, I think it was this morning, that they were balloons. And frankly, it sounds like that it's possible that China's just sending balloons over, just balloons.
But good, we used an F-35 to shoot it down, baby.
Yeah, surface to air missile.
Could have just been a dart.
I mean, like from the New York Times, it's not clear if there are suddenly more objects, but what is certain is that in the wake of the recent incursion by Chinese spy balloon, the U.S. and Canadian militaries are hyper vigilant in flagging some objects that might have previously have been allowed to pass. Like, to me, this seems like a story is more about vigilance and detection more than, this is some novel thing.
Yes.
And it's just increasingly relevant in like a scary time for world conflict and great power like Saber Rattling.
This could be just like, fooling around. I mean, honestly, like it's ridiculous. It could also be, some like arms manufacturer going like, if we put enough of these balloons up there, we're going to be selling a lot more Sidewinder missiles.
Honestly, the fact that some of the Biden administration chose to speak about the balloon, shoot it down, make it the impetus to cancel the meeting between Blinken and Chinese authorities or reschedule it, you should question why now? Why now, right?
And let's be clear, if this was sent, if these were aliens who sent these balloons or whatever they are,
floated them down from Venus,
sent the balloons, they got some weird, Matt described it well. It's like weird steampunk technology that cannot evade our missiles. Now, there is a competing theory that, of course, that this is just aliens going down and sort of testing us to see, like, maybe let's see what they got here. Like, are they gonna, what are they gonna deploy on this? And they're just laughing. Like, we sent down balloons and they shoot it down with like, they could, this could be just their way of like lulling us into a false sense of security. And then they show up in the spaceships with the ray guns.
The flying saucers.
Yeah.
Venus would send the balloons too, right? Because it's a very passive-aggressive female UFO situation, right? Like, we're gonna taunt you. It's UFO sightings. I know it's not as fun but a lot of them are probably military and surveillance technology. And the national security state would be a lot happier with you thinking it's UFOs than thinking it's them doing really secret and dangerous
On
stuff.
that note, they say like we're unsure of what method of propulsion it's taking, and like from one angle, that's like, oh wow, is this some weird flying saucer technology we don't know about? On the other hand, is it a balloon? And it doesn't really have
Yeah.
propulsion.
The propulsion system would be wind.
Yeah.
So
We should start a war over it, though. I mean, like, if we look at like the U-2 bomber, like China shot down like 5 of those things with our pilots in it back in like during the Cold War. Like, I just think like cooler heads should prevail over something like this, and let's not lose our heads. And like spying, like to me, it's like the bigger problem is like the reaction. Like if China's floating over and finding stuff out about us, like we have satellites, we're doing stuff like that.
of course,
Like
it's really. I'm convinced this is more just sort of like, let's just take a temperature of where each country is politically and what
Yeah.
the domestic support would be, and who knows? But I'm not terribly worried about what kind of information these balloons are getting from 30,000 feet in the air about whatever. They're just. I think it's really just a way of just really honestly messing around.
yeah.
But we'll see.